Hey guys, I'm back again with a brand new video for you all, and in this video we'll be talking about the best teams that we can use for the Great League, because Great League is starting from tomorrow. But before that, we'll be looking at the rankings. Well, there's nothing changed in the rankings, but if you talk about it, then previously, like 15 or 20 days ago, it was Jumpluff and Clodsire and Jumpluff were on like top 3. Right now it's 2 Clodsires with Stone Edge, 1 with Sludge Bomb in the top 2. That's insane. That's how great, amazing Clodsire is going to be in the Open Great League, because it can handle with fire, it can handle with even grass, it can handle with fairies, right? So good. And yep, if you gotta do good in the Open Great League, then you need mons like Feraligatr, Clodsire, Amanda Buzz, right? And then you need mons like, it's going to be Dunsparce, right? Carbink, Diggersby, right? These are the rankings. Azumarill is also still good. It's never out of the meta. It's never going to be out of the meta because it's the GOAT, right? And there we go. AWAC, Xionyx GOAT here in number 13. Shadow AWAC. Oh no, this is not Xionyx GOAT. This is Groundo Marowak. This is KWAC, not AWAC. Kanto Marowak. Kanto Marowak Shadow version is in 13, right? So yeah, AWAC is here, but it's like in number 31. No, it's number 31 is still KWAC. So here we go. AWAC Shadow is 43 ranked. Hakomo and 3 Dragons 39, 40, 41. So there's like not a lot of change here, right? So from tomorrow it's still going to be these mons in the Open Great League, and be ready to see Feraligatr in almost every team. Be ready to see Mandibuzz, Clodsires, a lot of Mandibuzz and Clodsires. Be ready to see some of the A-Slash as well, almost Sandslash and Carbinks, those things, right? And you're gonna see a lot of Drapions, trust me, right? As soon as the regionals kicked off from different parts of the world, Drapion is being people's choice in the Open Great League, and a lot of people are using Drapion. So now let's get into the best teams here. Let's move forward to team number 1. Team number 1 is going to be Gastrodon and Guzzlord and AWAC. Now, this team, everybody is texting me personally in Discord, right? And a lot of guys are commenting this team with Whiscash as well in place of Gastrodon is working so good. Some of the guys even commented they climbed 600 elo, right? Some climbed 300 elo. A lot of my friends are doing good with this team. This is easily the best team for this season in the Open Great League. Even in Great League Remix, this team worked really well. I put Whiscash instead of Gastrodon in Great League Remix, and really good team. Trust me, you're gonna have a good time. Whenever you see Azumarill in the lead in Open Great League, you just stay with your Gastrodon, because Azumarill has the good matchup against your backline. Right now, this team is gonna struggle against things like Altaria, but there aren't many, right? Even Dragonites, the Shadows, right? And Talonflame. When you see Talonflame, then you can either swap or just stay, right? If you see the poisons, you obviously stay. And there are going to be a lot of Malamars in the lead. And even if you see Malamar, you don't need to swap. You can just stay. Gastrodon is really good lead, right? Now, a lot of people might debate over that, because for me, Gastrodon is going to be the number 1 lead, not the Pokemon in overall, but the lead, right? And yeah, this team is going to work so good. Now, there are a few drawbacks, obviously, we'll talk about. No, we will not be talking about all the drawbacks in one single video, but yeah, this team is going to be definitely my number 1. And moving on to number 2, it's going to be team number 2, Clodsire, Feraligatr, and Mandibuzz. Now, this team was, I think, number 1 recommended team by PVPOKE.com. So that's why I kept it in this video, and I personally use this team as well. You might find video in my channel, and a lot of the guys are using this from Twitch, YouTube, and in tournaments, local tournaments. People are like using this triple core, exactly this. They want to use Clodsire in the front and then have Feraligatr and Mandibuzz at the back. Now, people are running Stone Age in their Clodsire. For this team, I recommend you run Sludge Bomb, because you don't have clear answer against Azumarill if you don't have Sludge Bomb, because the moves are going to be Hydro Cannon, Ice Beam, Dark Pulse, and Aerial Ace from your backline. And the only neutral move is going to be Aerial Ace from Mandibuzz. So backline would struggle, but a lot of the Hydro Cannons and Shadow Clouds from Shadow for Alligator would do good against Azumarill. But yeah, other than that, this team is going to be really good. For Alligator might be your safe swap for a lot of the times, and you can also put for Alligator as your closer as well. And yep, definitely this team is going to be amazing. Let's move on to another team. It's going to be team number 3, A/Gastrodon and Mandibuzz. I used this in the start of the tournament, and this team was recommended by 2023 World Champion. It's Axen. He was World Champion of 23 or 24, I forgot. Okay, Yakai was latest World Champion, right? So this was recommended by 23 World Champion. It's Axen, and it works really good. I think now he wouldn't, like, he would suggest some other teams, but during the start of the tournament, this team was the killer. And yep, few here and there's few drawbacks like Talonflames. Talonflame has the ability to beat both Gastrodon and A/. It can be ABA weak against those, and Jumpluff, not Jumpluff, wait. Okay, so it's gonna be ABB for Jumpluff. Backline might struggle, but if it doesn't have the hard-hitting acrobatics, then Aerial Ace only cannot beat Mandibuzz if you're a Jumpluff. Mandibuzz has the upper hand against Jumpluff, right? And yeah, this team, like Digger Speed with Fire Punch, and that might work. But yeah, this team doesn't have a lot of the core breakers. If you see Azumarill in the lead, you gotta stay, right? Because you got Mandibuzz at the back. So that's how you're gonna play with this team. And there are gonna be a lot of Clodsires, a lot of Malamars. Use Powder Snow in your A/. Now this team is gonna work out pretty well, and trust me, this is good. So let's move on to another team. It's gonna be team number 4, Greninja, Carbink, and Oranguru. I've talked about over 10 times about this team. We have like three or four different videos in our channel with this team, right? Previously it was Hypno in place of Oranguru, but Oranguru with that Trailblaze is so good, right? Brutal Swing charges very fast, and yeah, Greninja in the lead is super strong. He can beat a lot of the leads. A lot of the leads are going to be Clodsire, Malamars, A/, those things, right? And even people are still using Carbink and Mastodons in the lead and A/, and can do so good against all of those, including Mandibuzz, right? So good. And people are using Golark and Marowak, so Greninja is going to be amazing pick. Oranguru or Carbink, both 50-50% of the time are going to be your safe swaps. And yeah, this team handles a lot of the things pretty well, and the core breaker would be Greninja itself. Yeah, Greninja itself, but Trailblaze from Oranguru can do good, but Night Slash from Greninja, Night Slash spam from Greninja, it's gonna be wild, right? Backline, Greninja can beat the backline, and yeah, that's about it. This team is gonna rock, right? This team is gonna be so good. And moving on to another team, it's gonna be team number 5, Malamar, Clodsire, and Dugong. I think this team was ran by Dunebog, with I think Dunsparce play instead of Dugong, maybe. I kind of forgot, but a lot of the people are running this team. If you see Malamar in the lead, you can guess it's going to be Clodsire or Dugong, or it's going to be Clodsire or Azumarill, or it's going to be Dunsparce at the back. That's what you got to guess if you see Malamar in the lead. A lot of people are running this team, so I had to put people's favorite team in this video, right? So this is team number 5, and yeah, it kind of makes sense, because being the Dark Malamar is going to be weak against those fairies, and you got Poison at the back, Clodsire, and Dugong is kind of weak against, it's weak against Rock and Fighting, and there's Poison and Ground in Clodsire, right? And Malamar can do fine against fighters, and Dugong is weak against those. The team is very, very balanced, and if you don't put Dunsparce, no. So yeah, you need Clodsire in this team, and you can change Dugong into Dunsparce or Azumarill for that strong answer against Mandibuzz. Because Malamar is going to be weak against Mandibuzz, right? What's he got to throw, yeah? And yep, that's how this team is gonna work. So let's move on to another team. It's gonna be team number 6. Team number 6 is going to be double weak against Fighting at the back and Azumarill up front. And that's kind of makes sense, right? Ice and normal type at the back, then you got Azumarill, right? Now, obviously struggles against Poison Jab users. ABA weak against Poison Jab. This team is going to be Toxapex. What do you do, right? You got Obama Snow at the back. That is a problem for this team. But other than that, it's fine. Even if it's Clodsire up front, you can tank one move. You can go for super effective bubbles and ice beams, right? And then you can take one shield or just sack, and that's how you're gonna play ABA, right? I've told it a lot of the times, and that's how this team is gonna run. If you find Gastrodons, Malamars, and Dunsparce in the lead, you gotta stay with your Azumarill. Those are gonna be the favorite leads for the Open Great League. This team is gonna rock, right? Let's move on to another team. It's gonna be team number 7, Superior, Bastodon, and Feraligatr. This is also recommended by a lot of people and PVPOKE.com itself as well. Well, this can be like, you might say, okay, Clodsire being poison and ground can beat Bastodon and Superior, but if it doesn't have a Sludge Bomb, Superior is not gonna have that hard time. Well, it's still winnable for Clodsire, but you can give a fight back with your Superior, right? Few Aerialises and then Herendis and Frenzy Plants against the Clodsire. That's it. And other than that, I don't see any of the, with fighters as well, it's got Aerialis Superior. Bastodon is going to be weak against those, right? So it's got a good coverage for fighters as well. And Superior is going to be weak against those Talonflames and fighters, right? You got Rock and Feraligatr at back, and if you have Shadow Feraligatr, you can use it. I recommend using normal Feraligatr for this team because Superior is bulk, Bastodon is bulk, so why not make it bulkier team? And well, even normal Feraligatr is not that bulky, but still, in this team I recommend using Feraligatr, and run Ice Beam in your Feraligatr because you got a grass up front. If you see Mandibuzz, then what you do in the lead, right? You gotta safe swap into your Feraligatr. It doesn't it gives Ice Beam does so much of damage against Mandibuzz. It threatens Mandibuzz a shield, so that is why I put Ice Beam in there. Yeah, this team is gonna be fine, really a good one. Let's move on to another team. It's gonna be team number 8, Diggersby, Jumpluff, Dunsparce. Again, ABA normal type, ABA weak against the fighters. Now, you can run Fire Punch in your Diggersby as well to be safe for those A slash or Lone Sand Slash, because Diggersby and Jumpluff both are weak against Lone Sand Slash. So this team is ABA weak against A slash, ABA weak against fighters. But other than that, Diggersby is a tank. So even if it's a worse matchup for Diggersby, you can stay and sack and put them low, and then come in with either of your backline, judging the scenario, the situation, the conditions, right? So you gotta play with this team. Uchiha 37, the man with this who came with this team, right? He's doing really good with this team, and I think he might have changed his team, but this was really good. I myself tried it, and it's so good, right? Every team's got its weakness, and ABA is the way to go for OGL in season 20, right? It's one of my favorite teams. So let's move on to another team. It's going to be team number 9, Dunsparce, Azumarill, and Clefable. Dunsparce and Double Fairy. Dunsparce is weak against fighting, so you got Double Fairy at the back. Nothing much to understand. You got Double Fairy, so weak against those Talonflames, but Azumarill is not really weak against those, and Poison. So Clodsire can be the problem. Clodsire can core break this team, but you got Azumarill who can tank one move, and then for the super effective, and you got Drill Run from Dunsparce, right? If you find it in the lead, you don't swap against Clodsire. So that's how you gotta play with this team, right? And yeah, this team covers a lot of the stuffs. Even if you find Jumpluff in the lead, you gotta stay with your Dunsparce because you got Azumarill at the back, right? That's how things are gonna go with this team. And yep, one of my favorites. So let's move on to our final team. That is going to be team number 10, the final team, Talonflame and Double Poison. If you are thinking what team to run and you just want to go to the battlefield, this is the team that you should be running because there is nothing more to understand about this team. Obviously, you're going to be a little bit hard against those Bastodons, right? If you find Bastodon, you got to swap into your Drapion. You can go for Crunches. You can also run Aqua Tail. Can do good against those Carbinks as well, right? and that's how you're gonna play with Carvings and Bastodons. And you got water at the back as well. That's Toxa Pex. I always forget Pex while I pronounce Toxa Pex, but it's Toxa for us, right? Just like it's Talon for us, not the Flame, right? So in this team, Drapion is gonna be your safe swap. For most of the time, it's so good in safe swap when it gets ahead on energy with just 2 turns. By 2 turns, I mean 1 Poison Sting. That is 2 turns, and you can just do good with this team against the Azumarill as well. Sludge Bomb is there for Azumarill with your Drapion, and yeah, with Crunches you can do good against those Bastodons as well, because it's neutral and it hits kind of good. You can also run Shadow, and you can also run Aqua Tail. It's no problem, right? That's how it's gonna be. Yeah, that is pretty much it, guys. And that is it, guys. Those were the top 10 teams in my opinion for the Open Great League this season, right? And it's starting from tomorrow, and you can pick either one, and you can just comment, please. If you like the content, please comment, and if you got any confusions, please comment, right? And subscribe to the channel if you have not yet. Thank you so much, guys.